So my name's Guy Thompson. I'm Managing Director of EnTrade. Our government has a very significant role to play in enabling the private sector to come into these markets. So we are seeing now post-Brexit and post the Environment Act, for example, there are mechanisms now available to enable or require housing developers, for example, to mitigate the impact of new housing on nature. There's a very significant move in the agricultural subsidy regime away from payments to farmers for producing food alone and owning and managing land alone to actually producing environmental outcomes. Those mechanisms need to enable the private sector to de-risk the private sector, de-risk the private investment the private sector can bring in. Availability of capital is not the problem here. There's no shortage of money. It's about how government and regulators can set targets and make it clear who is obliged to invest or is committed to invest at a local level over a given period of time to enable the incentives that will get the private investment flowing. And from a land manager's perspective, there needs to be an economic return on the use of their land for these projects. So the incentives that government can provide will be insufficient to do that. There's a private market, a latent private market there to enable these private beneficiaries to increase the funding available for land managers and farmers to use their own land for these types of solutions. Government has to ultimately set the direction and enable these targets to be translated into actions on the ground to make that difference.